Happy Halloween, Excuse me. I'm sorry. I had something stuck in my throat. Happy Halloween, everybody. Today we're going to show you how to take beef netting and turn it into a awesome spiderweb Halloween decoration like this. The spider, that's just something else I did here. But let's check out what beef netting is and then see how we can turn that into an awesome web like we have here behind our giant spider. Alright, so what is beef netting? Beef netting comes in a roll like this, okay? And basically what it is, it's kind of like mesh, it's almost like cheesecloth, but it comes in a tube, like so. I mean, you can actually... Alright, so, comes in a tube like this, and then you can cut it to any length you want. This actually, I bought is that you buy it by the pound. I actually bought a 10-pound roll of this, and this is I probably used about half of it to make what you saw in that video earlier. But I mean, this makes a ton of stuff, and I think actually each pound is supposed to be 10 yards or something like that, or 13 yards. So it's actually, you know, 130 yards for 10 pounds. So a lot of it went, or a little bit went a long way. All right, let's take a look at how we cut this thing up. So in order to do this, you're going to need certain types of tools or things that'll kind of help you along the way. Today I'm going to use a couple sawhorses, which is just going to be, something for me to clamp the netting to. And I'm using the box here just to kind of keep it out of the grass and everything. I mean, if you're going to use this stuff inside, you may not want this stuff in, captured in the beef netting outside. Doesn't matter so much to me. But and then I've got a couple clamps, and these ones are pretty easy to use, so that you can reposition the beef netting as you're going along. And then I brought out a few different types of scissors here to check out. And oddly enough, the ones that we have found that work the best are these little kind of cheesy, kind of intermediate kids scissors here from Staples. I thought, one of these two big pairs, these are actually fabric scissors here, but they kind of tear the beef netting. These things right here go through so smoothly, so we found that the right tool makes all the difference in how this looks. But any of these will do, really, but
yes.
Try a few different ones out and see which works best for you, really.
Yeah. In general, the sharper, shorter ones seem to work
really
best.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're gonna get some of this cut up and clamped up, and we'll show you how to cut it. All right, so preparing the beef netting for cutting it up here. It comes, as I mentioned earlier, in a tube form like this. So what I have found, and especially for if you want to do like large spaces like we did with the display earlier, it seems to be better to kind of do it all at once, kind of from the roll, as opposed to cutting different lanes, or at least that's what I found. So what I like to do is just like you're putting on a sock, basically. You're gonna start kind of going through and bunching up one end of the beef netting like this. You roll a little bit out, bunch it. A little bit out, bunch it. So now with the sharper scissors that I showed you earlier, you could cut here and just slide down, and it does work to kind of snag and stuff like that. So in order to kind of get it all one big length, even length, I found kind of bunched up like this. Take your scissors and just at once, kind of like that. So now we've got it split down the middle here, and it's got become much wider now. So much wider in the display. All right. So now you just take both corners, put them up on your little mouse here, and get your clamps.
Now when you're clamping onto something, you can use things like sawhorses here, or chairs,
We're
or...
inside with our chair, kitchen chairs. That seems to work pretty well as well.
Yes.
And then you're not fighting the wind and everything like we're probably doing a little bit as well today. But. All right, but so one of the things I like to do too is stretch this out,
Yes.
kind of down ahead of where you're going to be cutting here.
And one of the reasons we found it easier to leave it in a continual roll while you cut is that because it stretches so much, if you measure your space first, cut it for that space, and then cut the holes in it, yeah, it just changes every time.
I never got it right doing it like that. I had to do it like this, put it up, and then cut it to length. And then, it looks much more like a real spider web when you do it that way too. If you do it kind of in little sections like that, that's what it looks like. It looks like little sections. It doesn't look like a continuous flowing web. So All right, so we've got this clamped up. Now, the funny thing is too, I started doing this, and my wife, Amanda, by far, way better at it than me. I don't know why, she's just got the touch, she's got the distance or something right here, but let's trade out here and see what she can do. All right, so first of all, you're stretching out the sawhorses a little bit more there, right?
Yes, it's usually like the tighter the fabric can be or the beef netting can be, the easier it is to cut.
Yep, you gotta get the tension right.
You can kind of just start anywhere. I often start up at the corners, and if you can't get to this because of the clamp, that's okay. You can go back and finish it up later.
That's true.
If you need to. But I like to kind of start at the top and just do a slice
and you can go
like
pretty
that.
close to the edge. I mean, we're going, you know, I don't know, you're only going within, I don't know, an inch or two
That's
of that.
probably
You know?
an inch.
Yeah.
I honestly try to generally keep the cuts about an inch apart. And you can do bigger ones. It doesn't look right to do all the same size holes. You have to kind of try to vary the size.
And the direction too.
Yes.
Size and direction, I think, matters a lot when you're trying to kind of,
Yes.
you know, because you want it to look unified, but not perfect. I mean, if it looks too, you know, too all even or all the same size, it just looks, you know, not right, unnatural.
So one thing I like to do is, you know, once I've cut a hole, see how right here I could easily split that and kind of leave enough on either side to look like a web.
Yeah.
And then up here, you know, same thing. There's a little, I try to leave maybe an inch between each one. If you leave anything wider, it doesn't look quite as spider webby.
It looks cool, but it does not look like a real spider web. It looks like net, you know, netting of some kind.
And I also try to take, like, see how kind of these holes intersect almost right here? I kind of try to go in between and cut,
Nice.
you know, to the intersections there. And again, try not to do all big holes or all small holes.
Yeah.
Try to
Keep it varied.
kind of vary it if you can.
So we were talking and we were saying that the, you know, display that we, you know, did, all that netting, I would say took, you know, with either one of us or both of us working at the same time, probably about 3 hours. So this is not a, you know, it's something that you're going to be able to knock out in 20 minutes. It does take a while, and you know, to do it and do it well, but it's really worth it. And I think that we're going to be able to get years worth of use out of it, as opposed to like the you know, stuff that you buy in a bag in a store and stretch out, because that stuff just blows around in the wind and gets caught up in leaves, and you end up throwing it out at year after year. So.
And you can have 2 people cut it once. It's, you know, it doesn't.
It doesn't seem to. Yeah, it doesn't seem to.
You just have to remember.
Wow, but look at that.
Kind of stretching out your
Look at that already, though. That's so cool.
work as you go, and stretching it out makes it easier to see what you're working with too, right?
Yeah, now you can see where you might need to add a few little holes and.
Up here at the edge, you know, I always try to check out the edges and make sure that they're.
And I've also.
Kind of curl in on, on themselves.
I've also found for mounting it that the edges, the closer you kind of get to the edge, the more spider webby it looks. Like, you see the way it's, you know, kind of hanging from the clamp there. I mean, the way it comes off on an angle like that really sells the spider web effect. Oh man, it looks awesome already.
And don't be worried about like trying out different things too, because if you're afraid it might get too thin, honestly, even if that broke, that would still.
Yeah, it's just one big hole. Yeah,
you
right,
know,
right.
It's really
yeah,
hard
you can't do a wrong thing. Right, I agree.
Even, you know, we have a 6-year-old son, and he was cutting with me, and he'd come in and just make random holes.
Yeah, wherever, and no rhyme or reason, and
felt like it,
and you'd be able to just fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Whoa.
Oh, I should mention too, the beef netting, little tiny threads fall off of it while you're cutting.
Yes,
if you're
yes.
cutting inside the house, like, I wouldn't do that. If you've got a pet, like we have a cat that would try to eat all of the
Yes, there's kind of
little
debris
threads that
afterwards.
fall.
Yes.
Yes, so just make sure you're in an area where you don't mind that kind of thing happening.
You can sweep up easily.
Yes.
So we've gotten to a point now where it's time to take the beef netting up a little bit. So we found that you just kind of keep the tension here. Oh yeah, here, I'll give you a little bit more, a little more slack there. Yep. So just take it up, what you've already cut, clamp on to the whatever you're using there. Secure it like so, on video with everybody watching. And then the same thing on the other side. See, this is why I like these clamps, just because they just are so easy to, you know, pop off and pop back on. I say that. See, and now you just go down the next length, and then
keep stretching it so
yep.
that it continues to look more spider webby.
Man, it looks so cool already.
It's easier to move about when you're trying to position it.
All right, let's do some more cutting. All right, so we got a good length of it, you know, made up already here. So now we're just gonna trim it off. And again, I found it's a lot easier just kind of bunch it all at once like this, and then that's much easier than trying to slide all the way across like that. Yeah, let's see what we've got here. Just that amount that's made. Pretty decent amount here. Let's see. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, so.
You're a little taller than 6 feet
A
tall.
little taller than that. Oh. Alright, so to hang it up, it's really easy. I mean, this stuff, you know, I like using like little nails and stuff to kind of hang up, but I mean, it really just kind of moves over things really nicely. Stick it onto some bark and stuff. You can drape it. I mean, it really kind of doesn't look wrong with our one, too. It's just not a wrong way to do it, really. I say that like it.
And you made fun of my clamping skills.
I mean, that's pretty cool. And it's gonna hold up. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no, you look like you've been caught by a giant spider. Oh, thank you for watching, everybody.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
Thanks
have
for
a
checking
good
out our spooky
time.
decorations.
Have a good time.
Yeah. All right, here we are. Night has fallen, and things have gotten even more spooky. You can see the beef knitting at night. It looks so awesome. Especially with this light that I've got on here, which kind of, it's like a flame light, so it kind of flickers. Oh boy, it looks so spooky. Oh boy, what a beautiful fall night here. We got the tree frogs chirping. We got the giant spider eyeballs glowing. So creepy. But man, I just love the web. I mean, the beef knitting stuff was pretty fun and easy to work with. Takes a little while, but you know, definitely worth the end result here, and you know, we definitely enjoyed it. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of use out of it. And of course, we've got the giant skeleton monstros, who has been webbed by Madame Arachnid. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed.
1,